much since March, people have been doing their own hair because they had to, because they couldn't go to salons. Everyone's been posting like how they bleached their own hair, how they lightened their hair at home, a lot of fail videos, and then people like Brad Mondo made like this video on like how to lighten your hair at home for everyone who was doing it, and it was like an amazing video. It covers so many good points, like definitely watch it. But I feel like he left a lot of things out for people who didn't have virgin hair. Like, yeah, like for people with virgin hair, that was a really good video, but maybe for people who already have damaged hair, I feel like he like left some things out. And I know he did it on purpose, like, you know, he was just trying to make a really simple video, but I figured I could try and put some of the techniques that I use when I lighten my hair since it is damaged. My hair in the video, you'll see when I get to it, the hair is like, my natural hair is about a level 6. It's just like a medium brown, like the most average basic brown color ever. And I grew it out for a year, so I grew it down to like chin length, and that's all my natural hair. And then below that, so like this whole thing, all of that was platinum blonde with a semi-permanent toner over the top of it. Sections of your hair are different colors. That's what I'm going to be trying to show. Alright, so you can see here, my hair is like this natural brown color down to my chin, and then it is a dark blonde color. I'm just going to start by sectioning my hair into quadrants and then getting powder lightener and a 30 volume developer. And I'm going to be using this only on the middle sections of my hair, so you'll see in a second. I'm going to put it about an inch away from my roots down to where the blonde color starts. So I don't want to overlap with the blonde color at all, because it's already been bleached several times. I want to avoid that at all costs, and also staying away from the roots. I don't want to over process those. I'm going to go back in and put a 20 volume on those later. And I'm starting in the back of the head. You want to start in the back because generally your hair is darker there, it's less fine, so it's less likely to break. And then once you finish both back sections, you can move on to the top two sections. You're gonna want to take like less than an inch of sections, and the reason you want to do that is because you want to get full saturation. You want to make sure that you saturate every single strand of hair, otherwise you're going to get patchiness. It is going to have like patches of platinum, patches of yellow and orange, and like maybe if you miss some spots entirely, it's still your natural color. So definitely make sure you fully saturate the hair, and the easiest way to do that is by taking thin sections at a time. And then after that, you are going to want to go into your roots. I'm going to be using a 20 volume mixture on my roots, and you're going to start in the back and then work your way to the front, covering up all of the natural color you can see, any parts that look like they've dried out, any parts that you may have missed. Just completely coat everything. And then once you're done with that, I'm just going to take whatever product is left in my bowl and use that to even like more just saturate my hair from the roots down to where my middle length stop and my ends start. I don't want to get any of it on my ends, What I will use on my ends is this color remover. I'm using the one from Pulp Riot, and I'm going to use a 10 volume developer with this. You can use any color remover, and you can also do it in 2 separate processes if that is easier for you. Like you can go in, color remove, and then do this bleach process after, or vice versa. Or you can even use Lightener with just 10 volume bleach. That will lift out lots of toners and semi-permanent colors. And then I'm going to let all of that sit on my hair for 20 minutes. This is what my hair looks like after that. This is a day later, and it is a pretty even yellow color. I do have an orange band right here above the ends, and then the ends are a platinum blonde color. So I am going to do my second process now, using only 20 volume developer over the entire head. I will only be using a conditioning mask on my ends. So I am going to start off in the back, and now that I'm in the front, I will be taking thin sections and first coating the ends of my hair with the conditioning mask. That way it acts as like a barrier. I'm going to bring that conditioner right up to where the orange band starts and coat that and everything below in conditioner so that it is protected from any bleach that may accidentally get dragged over it, from any bleach that might touch it in some way. It is just completely protected. And then I'm going to cover the middle parts all the way up to about an inch from my root with a 20 volume mixture of Lightener. And then once I complete all that, I'm going to let it sit for 10 minutes. Go back in and redo my roots again, starting in the back. Then I will move to the front, and I'm just taking out the foils at this time. I don't really need them there anymore. My mids are fully processed, and my roots only are going to take about 5 to 7 minutes to process. My hair lifts really quickly, but still the roots at this point are really light, so they shouldn't need much more time, especially with a 20 volume. So just going in and coating all of the roots, and then taking any excess product I have in the bowl and using that to just make sure every single strand of my hair is saturated. And then I will cover everything with tin foil and a shower cap just to lock in the moisture, because if bleach does dry out, it will not be processing any longer, so you have to make sure to keep the bleach wet. Alright, so I'm sitting outside just to get natural lighting. It is still very light. You can see my ends here. Try and get a better angle. My ends aren't very damaged. I didn't flat iron my hair. I didn't put in any leave-in conditioners or anything like that. It's still very healthy. So that's pretty much how I bleach my hair every time. I've been lightening my own hair for like literally over 10 years. Like, is it healthy for a 10-year-old to bleach their own hair? Probably not, but I was doing it. Yeah. So just to recap some of the things that I think are key to keeping already damaged hair like preserved and not damaging it further when lightening, is definitely like the biggest 2 things are using different levels of developer and the conditioning mask. So using different levels of developer, using like a 30 on your middle parts up to about an inch from the root, doing that, and then using a lower level on your roots definitely helps, because you're not going to get hot roots, and your roots aren't just going to get damaged the first time that they've been bleached. And you don't need a high lift with those. You can use like a 20 volume, even a 10 volume. I know like a lot of hairdressers say that 10 volume doesn't lift. It definitely does lift though. So if you already have like sections of your hair that are like balayaged down and you're worried about it breaking, you can use, like, if you don't have a color remover, or you think a color remover won't work, you already tried it, you can use 10 volume and just let it sit and check on it, maybe put some like foil around it, and just make sure it's thoroughly saturated, and that will definitely remove things. When I do highlights on my stepmom, she has blonde hair already, but she just wants some like bright pops of highlight, I use a 10 volume and it lifts her hair and highlights it. So definitely don't be afraid to use 10 volume. And then a conditioning mask is like so helpful on like bandages you have. Like if you had all your hair bleached and now it's grown out to here, you have that band, you can coat that band and lower with the conditioning mask, because one, you're like giving your hair a hair mask and that's great, but two, like if you overlap that band at all, sometimes the hair will snap, it'll just break from being over processed. But if you have a conditioning barrier, the bleach will just sit on top of the conditioner. So yeah, that's all the advice I have. Hopefully I was able to help someone, and have a good rest of your day. Bye.